Michael Chandler, Paddy Pimblett. You know, the thing is, everyone will say Michael Chandler, but Paddy Pimblett is big, man. He's a big dude. He's huge for the division. He has really good grappling. He does a great job of fighting long. I think everybody thought Bobby Green was going to piece Paddy up, and he went in and made that fight look pretty easy. He's young. I think Paddy gets it done.
The way I used to speak about Paddy is no longer how I see him. I mean, I used to kind of think this thing was a sideshow. I thought he'd be good for selling some tickets in a very specific region, and then he got a haircut like this old band called the Monkees, and he's got something funny to say. I used to laugh with Paddy, and then I met him. And Daniel, he is not what you would think. First off, he's surrounded with professionals. This might surprise you. In his personal life, Paddy's married with 2 children. I mean, Paddy's a man. You got to look at this new kid on the block. He's not like that, and he is growing between fights. He's already dealt with adversity. He's already dealt with an injury. He's dealt with controversy. He came back with it from it all.
Man, Michael Chandler, Paddy Pimblett. I'm going to go Michael Chandler on it. Paddy, of course, great grappling. I think Michael Chandler will do a good job at kind of nullifying that. And the power in Michael's hands and in the stand-up, I think, will be a little too much.
Ooh, I think Chandler might take this one.
Paddy, I think Paddy might win that one. I think Paddy has a good chance of getting a sub if Chandler fights reckless. I don't think there's any question. Now, Chandler's got enough of a punch to iron someone out, absolutely. Paddy's got bad defense, and I think that could be a real problem for him. But that's why the matchup's so great. If Chandler overcommits or gets wrestled to his hands, he's in trouble.
For Paddy, it was time to move up. It was time to get the career going, right? And Michael, I'm not suggesting, is a gatekeeper, not at all. But he's a litmus test. You get by Michael, okay, now we know who you are in the 155-pound division. And so I really dig that fight. 5 rounds, co-main event. They keep bringing bangers to Miami, and that is just an amazing fight. Like the stories, the stakes, the directions that each go with a win and with a loss. Chandler losing to Pimblett sets him all the way back. Pimblett losing to Chandler, fraud checked, all this bullshit. Like, I think it's fantastic.
No, this is a really good fight. I think Chandler could actually put Paddy away, could knock him out.
Let's be honest, Paddy on his feet is he's got more clean stand up than Chandler. And Chandler is very linear. He comes straight in, straight back. He has no lateral movement. He doesn't circle out. He does a lot of things that you look and you go, man, you're putting yourself in a position to be hit. Can Paddy hit him? Yeah, he can. Look at Paddy's not. Everyone puts him in this position of he's not a good fighter. He's a good fighter. Mm-hmm. To sit there and say that Paddy Pimblett is not a good fighter, you're just lying. He is a good goddamn fighter. When it gets down to, on the ground, yeah, I would give Chandler definitely has the better credentials as far as wrestling, but Paddy's got decent takedowns and he's got a good ground game. He's got a good submission package. So, he can cause problems. And if one thing we've seen is Chandler slows down in fights, and this, I believe, is a 5-round fight.
Yeah, I believe in Paddy. We'll see, but I believe in him. I think he is an explosive athlete, and I like guys who have submissions in their arsenal, which he certainly had.
I'm going to probably go to Michael, I guess. Yeah, Michael Chandler, I guess, even though he is kind of in the same position where he's a little bit older than Paddy, but I'll go Michael for that one.
Paddy Pimblett. I never gave him credit, and then after the Bobby Green fight, I was like, he's pretty good. I don't think too highly of Chandler. Skill.
I know that because Paddy's a lot younger. He's going to be able to push the pace. He's physically a long, tall, lanky guy.
He's way bigger than Chandler.
He's way bigger than Chandler in terms of length and height.
Length, yeah.
Tall, long, lanky. Just like I like to say. Tall, long, lanky. It's just going to come down to Michael Chandler not really having the confidence that he has. He's become more of a brawler now. And that being said, he actually used to switch stances, throw straight punches. Oh, yeah. His fucking knockout of Tricky Pitbull, straight right down the pipe. Beautiful done. Beautifully done.
Trust me.
Yeah, done. But now it's everything.
His knockout against Benson Henderson.
Yeah, but everything now has become caveman style. He's kind of got out of hey, I'm throwing technique. I'm just throwing as hard as I can now to get you out of there.
The wrestling's taken a back seat. There's really no wrestling in there. He had some of the nastiest ground and pound. He used to chase the guillotines all the time because he's physically strong, that barrel chested. He'd like put people's heads into the like his sternum and hit guillotines from there. He's gone away from all of that. And so he's become actually just a straight entertainer. And sure,
he is that.
He is that. The fights are entertaining, but like when you're fighting just that way, you get away from all the things that got you there. And Paddy Pimblett, I think, is going to probably have the potential to exploit all of those things.
That one's a tough one as well. You know, obviously Paddy was an old foe of mine. He's a completely different fighter than he was when I fought him. But I think it's going to be a coin toss on who's on the wrestling versus the grappling. Paddy's got better grappling. Chandler's got better wrestling. So if Chandler keeps it on the feet, I think Chandler gets a knockout. And I think if Paddy's able to, get him down and take his back, I think he can submit him. So it's either Paddy by submission or Chandler by knockout.
Which is more likely? What do you think actually happens?
So I think it's a close one. I'm going to probably go with Chandler with the knockout.
His physique, his skill set, his attitude, like that's a hard guy to kill. I think he could be his own worst enemy in terms of entertainment first, winning second, maybe even third. It was so badass what he did with Charles Oliveira the second time. Even though there was a lot of like dirty stuff happening in the fights, like his MO is like he does a lot of cheeky things. I don't even know if it's intentional or if it's just he's in such survival mode that he's just doing whatever. He's just in there scrapping. Call me crazy, but I think this is a tailor-made matchup stylistically for Paddy Pimblett to win and to get ranked. His grappling is very, very underrated. Charles got his back like that. Paddy has very, very unassuming jiu-jitsu. He might not look physically imposing. He might turn to a fat slob when he's out of camp. But when the guy is shredded and gets lean and mean, he's a gamer.
Bro, this might be crazy, but I think I'm going to go with Paddy. I think I'm going to go with Paddy just because of the jiu-jitsu. I think he can take him down and just hold him down or submit him.
And he's had a good time, and he's waited on the sidelines for quite some time as well. But when I say he's had a good time, he has put on some memorable performances. Of course he has. Fight of the Year contenders with Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier, been in there with Charles Oliveira, you name it. Legends like Tony Ferguson, okay? But the reality is, he's won 2 and he's lost 4, okay? And he's always posting, see you at the top and all the rest of it. See you at the top! And he's a great guy. He's an awesome human being. He's a tremendous fighter. Fight IQ, maybe not the best, but he's always value for money. You cannot deny that. It's one thing losing to Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier and even Charles Oliveira last time out, okay? But if you can't beat Paddy Pimblett, it's time to shut up.
I can fight 50 minutes, let alone 25 minutes. I just fought Charles Oliveira, one of the greatest to ever do it, for 25 minutes at Madison Square Garden. So these are going to be deep waters that he's never been in before. I was talking to Henry Hoof, my coach, and he's like, Michael, you fought more 25-minute 5-round fights than this guy has fights. And it is true. All of my fights in Bellator, or the majority of my fights in Bellator, I was training for 5-round title fights. I'm comfortable in the deep waters. I prepare perfectly, and it's going to be a whole different ball game when you're locked in there for 25 minutes.
And that's all anyone's ever tried to do against me and knock me out, and no one's ever knocked me out. And Michael Chandler's not going to be the first person to. Again, just like last time, I think I want to keep him on the end of my range. I want to kick him, frustrate him. And I do think I could land a knockout blow as he steps in, like a punch, a kick, a knee, an elbow, anything as he steps in and brings all his weight forward and leans into a shot. I think I could knock him out. I also think I could TKO him with leg kicks, but I don't think he's going to try and take me down.